joining us again in this afternoon panel. We will start with a keynote from my colleague Markus Kummer. I'm very happy, Markus, you were able to join us. Markus is Vice President of Public Policy of this organization, and he will drive us very shortly, because you know you have other commitment, Markus, through the arcans of the different governance issues that were relevant. Markus, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Frederick. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure for me to be here. It's always a difficult position to be the first speaker after lunch, but the excellent panel this morning teed up very nicely for what I was going to say. There was talk about freedom of expression, privacy and trust, and bottom-up multi-stakeholder governance. These are very much themes that are close to our hearts. We, as an internet society, we believe that the distributed multi-stakeholder governance model is best adapted to the underlying distributed technology. Now, this INET comes at a critical juncture in a year that will be crucial for the future of the internet. The international community is called upon to reflect what kind of internet we want and how we want to answer the many open questions users may have. It is very much a discussion top-down versus bottom-up. This meeting is taking place just 1 month after the Net Mondial held in Sao Paulo, and Frederick in his introductory speech actually said very much what I'm going to say this afternoon, but I learned that sometimes it helps when you hear the same message twice all over. Net Mondial, we think, was a successful meeting, and a few months from here there will be another important meeting here in Istanbul, the IGF. So this INET provides a natural bridge between these two important meetings. It's not a bridge across the Bosphorus, but it's a bridge between two meetings. It is here to look back at the Net Mondial, and we can look ahead to the IGF meeting. And later in the year, there will be another important conference, the plenipotentiary meeting of the International Telecommunication Union in Busan in Korea. And there, many governments will try and impose a top-down approach to internet governance. Now, back to Net Mondial. Net Mondial addressed some basic questions and concerns governments and users alike have been asking in various ways for over a decade. It concluded with a high-level statement of principles and a way forward on how to move forward. But there are many dimensions to the debate on internet governance, and in the past few years, the social and cultural dimension came to the fore. Human rights in general and freedom of expression in particular rank high in this debate. We heard a lot from the panelists in the previous session about these issues. And the debate on internet governance is seen by many as an attempt by authoritarian governments to stifle the medium and to get control over its content. We at the Internet Society look at this issue through a technological lens. Interfering with a country's routing of internet traffic not only harms citizens' ability to communicate and innovate, it can also lead to a fragmentation of the network at the regional and global levels. This is an attack on the very essence of the internet, which from the beginning has been an extraordinary medium of empowerment, gaining a new level of access to information and knowledge, irrespective of borders, and unprecedented in history. In a statement at a special debate of the Human Rights Council in 2012, that is before the S word and before the revelation on massive surveillance, I made the point that the key article, Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, reads like a definition of the internet, even though it was written more than 20 years before the invention of the internet protocol. This statement remains valid. It is at the core of our beliefs, and Article 19 of the UDHR deserves to be quoted in full. Everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. These key concepts relate very much to the technology of the Internet. We have access to information through the Internet, unprecedented in history, and also unprecedented in history. The Internet doesn't know any borders. And this is part of the challenges we face when discussing Internet governance-related issues. The success of the Internet is based on an open and collaborative approach to policy. Standards and technology development, such as carried out by engineers of the Internet Engineering Task Force, the IETF, and other Internet institutions. The core values of the Internet pioneers are deeply rooted in the belief that the human condition can be enhanced through the reduction of communication and information barriers. Without open standards, the Internet would not be the powerful catalyst it is for access to information, freedom of expression, and innovation. Open standards are the key to the success of the Internet. These unique enabling qualities of the Internet need to be preserved. Governments have the responsibility to enforce the laws that are in place. We recognize that, and as the previous panel established, we are not anarchists. We believe in the rule of law. However, governments have also the obligation to guarantee fundamental rights. It is our firm conviction that technological shortcuts should not be used to solve societal problems, and we hope that nations around the world will come to understand that blocking access to the tools of online communication is not the way to address the underlying problems and concerns of the citizens. Now let's look back at the Net Mondial. We can see the meeting as a signal to the world that the community is seeking to fulfill its commitment towards gaining a better understanding of all the different dimensions of Internet governance. Its most important outcome was that it endorsed the multi-stakeholder model of Internet governance. This was important. It was a signal, a clear signal, and it was needed to reduce the pressure to move to more top-down traditional intergovernmental arrangements. Without the Net Mondial, these pressures would have increased and culminated at the plenipotentiary meeting I have mentioned in my introductory remarks. Net Mondial was the beginning of gaining a better understanding of what the new international consensus might look like. Above all, it was a celebration of the multi-stakeholder model. It showed that all stakeholders are able to work together and to move towards convergence and a common understanding on some critical issues. To me, the most encouraging aspect was that governments played the game and accepted that other stakeholders had as much say as they have and that